Now, I want to go to the next topic is centralized and decentralized exchanges. The two apps you can see at the top left of my screen, they are called Bybit and Binance. What are they? They are centralized exchanges. I'm going to click Bybit here. A centralized exchange is an exchange that it's almost like a bank. It helps you turn your fiat currency, the naira, euro, other currencies of nations, and brings it into the blockchain in a very simple way. A very, very simple way. It's very, very simple. So we use it to both bring in our fiat currencies of nations, like the naira. And when we bring it to the crypto space, we use it to trade. I have ongoing live trades here, as you can see. We use it to trade. We use it to trade and do things like this. We use it to buy and store our wealth. Now, a centralized exchange, I want to make this point clear. A centralized exchange should only be used for your trading. You almost use it like a public toilet. Of course, you should not be trading with 100% of your money. And I'm going to teach you risk management, how to manage your capital in more advanced sessions. But we must get this clear, because what happened during the CEX scam that happened in this country, it reflects that people do not understand how cryptocurrency works. You are to have personal custody of your money. That is the aim. As long as you put your money on Bybit or Binance, I will get to the Binance interface. I've already gone there anyway. You don't have personal custody of your funds. The cryptocurrency exchange has custody of your funds. Now, how do we solve that? We are going to get into the topic wallets later on, but we just use, like I said, we use it almost like a public toilet. We don't stay there, we don't rest there. We use it and go. We put our fiat currency, the naira, into a centralized exchange. We turn it into a US dollar, USDT, or Bitcoin for a long-term investment. We withdraw it to a wallet and store it there. But we can leave a certain amount here to trade. Well, because it's easier to trade. Like I said, it's very easy to do things because they made everything easy. But you don't store your money here. I see a lot of us making that mistake. You put money on Bybit or something and you store your wealth there. I mentioned just now that Bybit was hacked recently of $2 billion. And it was almost a huge problem. But they had to borrow money from other exchanges to cover the loss. And, you know, they can just, there's also the story of the FTX crash. What happened with the FTX crash? The cryptocurrency exchange closed down and people's money were stuck there. Now, if you had the understanding that you are not to store your money here on centralized exchanges, you will not be a victim to such a thing. You would know that I just use it to trade. And when I trade, I use maybe 10% of my capital, 20% of my capital. And don't worry, 10%, 20% of your capital is not so small. When we get into the advanced lessons, we'll see how to leverage trade, how to use that small money that may look minute to you, and you can see what it will produce. In fact, I'm going to show us a teaser. This is a smaller portfolio that I manage, but I'm going to show us a teaser. Now, because I like to prove to people that even with a small amount of money, you can be generating money. You can be generating money. Now, let me go to the trading performance of this account. In the last 90 days, you can see that this account generated $325. And if I should go back here, you can see that it's just a little. This is a small account I manage. It's just a little profit, but these things add up. These things add up. These things add up. So don't think, in case your capital is small here, don't think, oh, I have a very small capital, I will not be able to generate as much money. Don't worry, it adds up. And the knowledge is really a blessing. It will really help you get into this. Like I will get into this in more advanced sessions. So, like I said, we use the centralized exchange to just bring in money and trade, but we withdraw it out of it. When I get into the wallet session, I will show us how to withdraw our funds. Now, decentralized exchanges. A decentralized exchange is something that acts as a blockchain. You don't use fiat currencies that's the concept. You don't use your naira to interact with it. It's used by people that are trying to be completely anonymous. But at this level, we don't really need to go into it. It's not something that it's something that over time you grow into. You grow into the ability to use. Now, before I leave here, I just want to also cover, before we go into hot and cold wallets, I want us to go into how do we bring in money into the crypto space. We bring in money into the crypto space as at now. Our country put a ban on using our cards to bring in money directly into crypto, but there are ways around all these things. The major way, which is the way a lot of us use, what I'm going to show. Now, peer-to-peer system. What is peer-to-peer? We'll click this P2P here for us to see. When I click the P2P, you can see that this is the current exchange rate that people are advertising their trades to buy to convert naira to the dollar. These are the exchange rates. Now, when you are using the P2P system, you want to deal with people that have, let me say this person has 1,464 trades and 99% success rate. You want to use people like this. You usually go here and set the amount. Let's say, for example, I want to buy, let's say, a million naira worth of crypto. It will edit it and show me people with a million. Think there's scarcity of that anyway. Okay, yeah. These people have 200,000 to 13 million, 1 million to 23 million. So these people can convert our millions into USDT. Now, when we are looking at, we look for, like I said, what we look for, 99% success rate, 4,459 orders. That's a very good. We will not really want to go with someone like this that has 241 trades, even though the person has 93% success rate. We don't want to be scammed. So we are not going to use that. Now, there's also a course on how to be one of these people. These people, what they do is that through buying and selling of naira and dollar, if they're able to sell to 5,600 people in a month, and their profit is $100, sorry, 100 naira from each person that interacts with them, they're able to generate maybe 600,000 naira a month and all that. That's another world of making money in cryptocurrency. But that's not for our class today. Now, let me click on this guy with 4,459, 99% success rate. Okay, the price has changed. Let's click on this guy with 2,000. Now, remember, we are doing these things. We are doing these things to learn how to. Now, these are the terms. If you pay the fraudulent funds, I won't release. So obviously, if you are doing fraud, this guy doesn't want you. Before you select transaction, you need to provide additional KYC. So this guy, because he deals in huge amounts of money, he would ask you for maybe an ID card. In addition to sending your funds, he will ask you to maybe send a copy of your ID card and then the receipt of payment. Why do they do this? Because a lot of people send fraudulent funds to them and they get in trouble because of it. So protect themselves. If people that are dealing with 100,000, 300,000, they don't do this. People that are dealing in millions of naira, they get you to give them your ID card, let them know who you are and all that. And it's a very simple system. You don't have to panic when you are doing it. It's very easy to do. So now we are going to move on. That's how we bring in money into our Bybit. That.